All right. So, uh, I guess this is part two. I would have liked to have made that one continuous video, but had to edit my my address out of the last part. So yeah, that's the bike. That's how she rides. Uh, it's served me very well. Been very reliable. I've never had any catastrophic issues with this bike whatsoever. Um, I would say the biggest issues I've ever had would be every now and then, you blow out the bearings because these wheels aren't particularly designed for the kind of speeds and stuff that you're putting them through. But that being said, I've gone almost over a year before that happens, and usually when that happens, it's due to operator error. It's due to me forgetting to do maintenance every so often, and take the bearings out, clean them, re-grease them, everything like that. So if you're making sure to stay on top of that, you shouldn't have any issue at all with keeping your wheels going for a really, really long time. I don't know if you guys were able to see the speedometer. I'll check later when I'm looking at the video before posting, but I just installed this. So I think I called out the speed a couple times anyways. And at one point, I passed by a speed sign, which was pretty dope because I was pretty much at the speed limit. But unfortunately, I was trying to pick up because right in that area where that sign's at, there's a pretty sharp turn that I didn't, I never like to just fly through. There was one time where I was riding at night and almost flew right off of the edge of the dirt there into the grass because I wasn't paying attention. Came around that edge and it was like, oh shit. So as you can see, we got the engine mounted on this yesterday. I need to get this bolt and replace it with just a regular flat bolt, a hex bolt, because the way it is right now, I can't get the carburetor all the way on or I can get it all the way on, but it's at like a little bit of a crooked angle, because that's in the way. So I'm just going to get a flat bolt. I might even have to grind that down a little more. Might be enough space, but anyways, just wanted to let you guys get, see, focus. Let you guys see and hear and all that, how this rides. It was a pretty fun ride. I would have liked to have gone further, but unfortunately my normal trail was, it's torn up with construction right now. So, it's pretty cool right now. So I'm going to go ahead and, get started a little more on this one, finishing up, getting the cables together and fuel line hooked up and everything like that, and getting gas in it. So maybe later on today, if it keeps on with the rain, maybe I can get some footage of me testing this one, which that would be pretty dope, because I've really been wanting to start getting videos in on the bikes. So that's the next phase right now that we're stepping into, is getting these bad boys upgraded. As you can see, just for size comparison, that's how the 80cc fits in there. And it took some real shimmying because look how big this thing is. I mean, it's a tight fit, but God, I can't help it. That's what she said. But it's a tight fit, but you can make it works just fine. You want to make sure, a word of advice is to you want to get your exhaust on and get it kind of oriented the way you want, I would say, before putting the engine in, because I put it on after, and that's kind of why there's a bunch of scrapes on the paint here, because I had to get it on after, which meant that this nut here I had to, really get in there with a small wrench and keep, tiny bit by bit, which was a real pain in the ass because I certainly didn't want to take all of that off just to get the exhaust on. Yeah, man, really got a lot of good memories with this bike. I mean, this was truly the transporter of gods. Not that I'm a god, but if a god had a bike, he'd want one like this. So that's goodbye for now to the 80cc Scout bike. When she returns, she will be the Scout 02. And then, like I said, what I want to do with this engine is, ouch, still hot, dummy. What I want to do is get this one put on to this frame and see a closer look. The issue with this is that these have been completely just over time just mangled and they're squished. So like it's not really worth putting another wheel on. I'm gonna have to do something, maybe cut this out. I'll probably maybe either cut this out or cut this off entirely, and I'll just weld a new plate on. My concern with that though is that welds aren't necessarily as strong as the steel that it's, because they're hardened because of the way it's cohesively put on with high heat. This is the original engine I had, and as you can see, it's well torn up. It probably could. The initial plan was to revive it and everything like that, but when I started getting into the internals and looking in there, it's a little bit rusted out, and so it's not really worth the effort to completely take this thing apart. And there's probably too many things that are worn out, and repairing it would just, it'd be less effort to just buy a new one. So I'd rather just give this one a second life. But yeah, so I mean, like I'm gonna consult one of my buddies that I know who's a bit more knowledgeable as a welder than I am. I'm just self-taught. So and see what he thinks, if it'll just if the strength will still be comparable or not. If not, then yeah, whatever. We'll just toss this one and we'll get another frame. This one definitely more than served its purpose, and surpassed that. So other things that we're going on to, I'm gonna wrap the exhausts. So that way, because wrapping the exhaust, seeing as how I can't upgrade them yet, we're going to wrap them because that does improve a little bit of their, I wouldn't say performance, but efficiency, fuel efficiency with the exhaust, due to the fact that it kind of, basically the concept, I guess, is that it keeps the exhaust hotter, so that basically the excess gases can combust more efficiently. So that's where we are. I know it's I'm doing a Michigan goodbye right now because I keep going back into stuff. But that's the gist for now. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully I can do a video later on tonight. All right. See you later.